Last week we spoke about how in Shir and Perek Zayin, Shlomo Melech speaks about how the whole kiyum of Klal Yisrael in Golus, or in Zman HaCharbon and through Golus until Mashiach comes, is only in the schos of the kiyum of Shmiras Taharas Hamishpacha. And we spoke about how the Umas Olam, the nations of the world, try to entice us to get closer to them, to bring us into their nations. Like that, they could become the chosen nation. And the Umas Olam over there in Perek Zayin go on and on about how big we are and all the special things Hashem gave us during the Beis Hamikdash, all the Moed Gemailos. And they said, you come to us, we'll also give you something big. That's how they try to entice us. I want to go a little bit, and we answer them in a way, we're talking to Hashem, that we'll, Baruch Hashem, we'll have Shmiras of Taharas Hamishpacha, which keeps us strong, and all our Klal Yisrael is learning Torah, and we're not going to be absorbed by the other nations and lost into them. There was one point, one milah I left out, which the Umas Olam speak about, that the Yidden have. And I want to delve into that right now. What it's called, so let's go. It says, the Shlomo Melech says, speaking about the Umas Olam, Shuvi HaShilamis, come to me, Shalamis, the nation which is Shalom, which is full, which is whole. Shuvi, come to me, Nerzabach, I'll appoint you as ministers, prime ministers, kings. We'll appoint you, we'll give you everything you need. And over there it starts. The Shlomo Melech starts speaking about all the different things that we do, that we have, all those positions, all the milas Hashem gave to us. And one of them is Suga b'Shoshanim. The Umas Olam is saying, look at you, you're Suga b'Shoshanim. What does Suga b'Shoshanim mean? Suga means a fence, b'Shoshanim of roses, a fence of roses. What's a fence of roses? Is the Gemara in Sanhedrin says that Shafila Suga Shoshanim, even a fence of roses, La Yifri Behen Pertzis, they will not break through the fence. Meaning to say that a regular fence, if you don't want anyone to come in, you make it of thorns, you make it of metal. But Hashem trusts the Yiddish kids, his Yiddish nation, that even a fence of roses is going to give us a shmira. He's going to watch us. What's this fence of roses? And the Gemara goes on and saying, this is what the Amin, that Pekaris told Rav Kahana. Amrisi, Nida Shali Yechudu. Anida is mutter to be miyachid with her husband. He could understand that. How is it possible? The men asked Rav Kahana, how is it possible that Anida is mutter to have yichud with her? She's a regular erva to him. As long as she's a Nida, she doesn't go to mikvah, she has a din of erva. So how is she able to be miyachid with her husband? Efshe eish b'na oiris. Is it possible that a fire with the psalus, there's psalus of pishtan, the bad parts of flax. Flax itself burns, I guess, good, and the parts that you take out from it, the dirt burns like nothing. And a fire with the psalus of pishtan is just going to automatically it's going to devour the whole psalus. Called so the mean told Rav Kahana, is it possible that a fire with na'oris is not going to burn? Meaning to say that Anita, the temptation to be with a person's wife is tremendous. And there's a fire, the fire of temptation. So how's it possible, that fire of temptation, how's it possible for a husband and wife to live together and while she's in Nida? And he told him, Rav Kahana told them, The Torah said, Eidos in us, Suga b'shashanam, even a fence of roses, lo yifri behen purchase, they're not going to break through. So yes, it's a ish ben oiris. There's a tremendous temptation to be with one's wife. But Hashem gave us the koiches. He trusted his children, the Bnei Yisrael, that even with a fence of roses, they're not going to break through, and they'll be able to live with their wife. And the Rashi says over there, with a small azara, in a small havdalah, they keep themselves away from Avera. And you don't need a fence of stones. Yeah. Even if they're not so far away, they still keep themselves strong. The Goyim don't understand, can't comprehend at all that the Yidden have a koyach to keep Shmeir's Taharas Hamishpacha. That's what it is. They can't comprehend you should be a husband and wife for a week, or 2 weeks, separated from each other, and not be nichshel. They can't comprehend such a thing. There was once a world conference that from on Shalom Bayis, on marriage. There was a world conference. It wasn't a Yiddish, it was a Gersha conference, and one of the speakers got up and he says, because what's going on with marriage in the world is horrendous, and he says one of the eitzes that we could be mechazik marriages is if they would take two weeks to keep themselves away from their wives, and then come back. They would enhance the marriage tremendously. Like Chazal say, the reason why the Torah says that there is Isadida, we spoke about it, is because they should have that the wife should be loved to the husband like the kala, the day of the chuppah. So Hashem gave us the halacha of nida in order to bring them together much stronger. So that's what this the guy understood it. It's proven, and they made tests and they made zachem, and they said if we could get this thing that everyone could abstain from their wife for 2 weeks, 2 weeks abstain, 2 weeks be with them, it would fix tremendous amount of marriages. And but he said it's not going to happen. Let's forget about it. It's not negaya. We tried it and it was a failure. No one was able to keep it. And after that he spoke, there was a Yiddish person that came up and he spoke and he says, I want to tell you that I'm a Jew and this is the way we live. He says, I mean myself, I'm married for 30 years, 40 years, whatever it was, and this is the way we lived our life. And this is the way all the Jews live. And they couldn't understand it. What do you have, a camera? You're watching every Jew over in the house. They shouldn't do it. How do you manage to do that? Oh, but that's the difference between the Yidden and the Goyim. Because Suga b'shashanam, even a Suga b'shashanam that were trusted. And Rashi goes on in Shir HaShirim, so this is the Gemara in Mesechus Sanhedrin. Rashi Shir HaShirim says, Moed Digazach, he brings down from Tanchuma. I'll say it over straight from Tanchuma. Tanchuma says that, what does it mean Suga b'shashanam? The derech of the world is they make a fence for their fields with thorns, thorns, and But the Yidden is enough a fence with roses. Zok the Tanchuma, Ketzad. What are we talking about? There was this person that had a tremendous taiva to see himself in his chuppah. There's not one day that's more precious to a person than the day of his chuppah. There's no other day that a person's is as precious to a person and his happiness to be with his wife. What did this person do? He spent a lot of money, prepared tremendous amount of food, prepared a chuppah, prepared a wedding hall. In those days there was no freezers, no fridges, everything was fresh, slaughtered a bunch of behemoths, and he can't wait, he'll be together with his wife, his new wife, and it comes to the chuppah, it comes to the chasana, And she was right, but coming to the chuppah, she says, "Oi, I saw a drop of blood." What does he do? He turns one way and she turns the other way. They can't have relations. Everything was built, the whole momentum, all the money and all the effort was built for this moment. But Shoshana Dumar Isi, I saw a little bit like a Shoshana, like a rose. And he turns away. That's the koich of a yid. Kesuga Keshoshanim. That with a fence of roses. The fence of roses is the mashal for the dam nidus, which is like a rose, red like a rose. He keeps away from his wife. And even in the kala, the newly wife who he prepared so much in order to be together, he keeps himself strong. That is what it means. Kesuga Shoshana, Hashem trusts us. And this is what Shlomo Melech says. L'chol doidi neitze asada nili b'kfarim sham eten doidi lach. We said this last week that Klal Yisrael is telling Rebbeinu Shalom, come with me, come to the small towns. I'll show you Yiddish kinder learning, and I'll show you my covet. Sham eten doidi lach zakrashi ere kvoidi v'goidli shvachbonei b'noisa. I'll show you the covet and the gedula and the praise of my children, my sons and girls who hold themselves strong. That is the koyach of which keeps us away from Umas Ha'olam. Specifically, in this thing, this is what the goyim are jealous of us. This is one of the milas that they're telling Shuvi Hashilamis, you're the righteous nation, you're the shlemistic nation. We'll come to us and we'll appoint you also ministers and all, give you all the gedula. What are they jealous from? They're jealous from this koyach that you didn't have, to abstain from their wife in order to build a healthy family. This is what the Shlomo Melech is being Mishabech Klal Yisrael on and explaining what gives us the koyach. As Hashem, and next year I want to delve into this point even further.